Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really cool, a powerful communication secret, and it's straight out of the playbook of master teachers. We're going to talk about how to absolutely nail the art of the introduction.
So let's just jump right in with this idea. It's a pretty bold claim, right? But seriously, think about it. We're going to explore what is probably the most overlooked yet absolutely crucial part of any learning experience, any presentation, any meeting, and that is the very, very beginning.
Just look at the difference here. I mean, on the left, that's something we've all experienced, right? That flat, kind of boring start that basically just asks you to sit still. But then on the right, you've got an opening that grabs you, that sparks real curiosity. And this isn't just about style. This is the difference between someone passively listening and someone who is actively, hungrily engaged.
All right, Section 1, the forgotten first minutes. Yeah, this is all about the incredible power of a good start. You know, those first few moments are so often just rushed through. But that's where the real magic happens. A great introduction, it's not just a formality. It's like a psychological, a cognitive, and even an emotional shift. It's like hitting a reset button for the brain.
Think about it. Every single person in your audience or in a meeting, they show up carrying this huge cognitive load. They're thinking about their day, distractions, what they have to do later. Your job, with a strong start, is to just slice right through all of that noise. The goal is to get them mentally aligned, emotionally ready, and genuinely curious before you even get to the main stuff.
Okay, Section 2, the engagement engine. This is the first big component of our framework, gaining attention. So how do we actually build this perfect start? Well, it all begins by fueling what we're going to call the engagement engine. This is step 1, and it is absolutely critical for grabbing your audience.
And gaining attention, it's not about control, right? It's not about saying, hey, listen to me. It's more of an invitation. You're basically giving the brain a really compelling reason to switch gears. The whole point here is to create this shared focus, to pull everybody onto the exact same mental page.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This quote right here identifies the fuel for that engine. And what is it? Curiosity. Curiosity powerfully shifts our motivation from, I have to learn this, to, whoa, I want to learn this. It's incredible. When someone is curious, their brain is literally primed for focus and for remembering stuff.
So how do you do it? Well, here are 4 proven ways to turn that key and get the engine started. You can tell a story, share a truly surprising fact, ask a really interesting question, or use a visual or a prop. These are simple, but man, are they effective tools for sparking that curiosity.
Okay, let's make this super practical. Imagine you're in a biology class, and the teacher starts with this puzzle. Your stomach acid is strong enough to dissolve metal, so why doesn't it dissolve your own stomach? See, that's not just a fact, it's a contradiction. It creates what's called an information gap in your mind, and your brain just instinctively has to fill it. You can't help but lean in and want to know more.
Okay, on to our third section, building the mental bridge. This is the second component in our framework, and it's all about connection. So once you've got their attention, you can't just dive headfirst into brand new information. You have to build a kind of mental bridge from what they already know.
And this, right here, is the secret to making new information actually stick. Our brains are just wired this way. We learn best when new ideas can latch onto something familiar. So your job is to activate their existing knowledge, to tap into the stuff they already have filed away in their minds.
And the impact of doing this is just huge. First, it reduces anxiety because the topic doesn't feel totally alien. It's like, oh, okay, I know some of this already. It also creates a sense of continuity, and maybe most importantly, it shows you respect their experience. It makes them an active participant in this whole thing, not just an empty bucket you're trying to fill with facts.
All right, component number 3 is all about giving them a roadmap, clear objectives. Look at the difference here. Instead of a vague goal like, we're going to learn about plants, you give them something really clear and action-oriented, like, by the end of this, you'll be able to identify 5 parts of a plant. See those verbs? Identify, explain. This tells the audience exactly what they'll be able to do when you're done. It's so much clearer and gives them a real sense of purpose.
And that brings us to our 4th section, the perfect handoff. This is component number 4, the transition. So think about it. You've hooked them with curiosity. You've built that bridge to what they know. You've given them a roadmap. Now you've got to stick the landing and hand it off perfectly to the main content.
This is a step people forget all the time.
The transition is that crucial piece of glue. It's what stops your awesome intro from feeling totally disconnected from the rest of your presentation. It's all about keeping that energy, that momentum that you've worked so hard to build.
And your goal here is super simple. Just signal that the deep dive is about to start, but also show how it all connects logically. A simple phrase does the trick. Something like, so, since we're all wondering how our stomachs don't just dissolve themselves, let's actually explore the organs that make that possible. Boom. Perfect.
All right, now for our fifth and final section, the final surprising step. So we've covered a lot, right? Gaining attention, building a bridge, setting objectives, making that transition. But there is one last kind of counterintuitive piece that ties this entire thing together with some serious power. So just think about this for a second. After all that work, grabbing their attention, connecting to what they know, sparking all this curiosity, when is the most impactful moment to actually tell them the topic, to state the title?
Yep, at the end. You announce it last. After you've done all that work to get their minds ready, then you reveal the topic.
And this is the masterstroke, really. By announcing the topic last, you transform it from just a boring label into the satisfying answer to a mystery that you just created. You're basically turning a simple title into a treasure. You build the why before you ever give them the what.
Just imagine the difference. Instead of starting with a flat, okay, today's topic is the digestive system, that title now lands with real meaning, with real context. It just solidifies the entire introduction and makes everything click into place.
So this 5-part framework, it's a complete strategy. When you master this sequence, you're not just throwing information at people. You are creating an environment where your audience is mentally prepared, emotionally engaged, and genuinely ready to learn.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the whole 5-part framework. Number 1, gain attention, spark that curiosity. 2, build the mental bridge to what they already know. 3, set clear objectives. 4, execute a smooth transition. And finally, number 5, you announce the topic last. The whole thing works together to prepare the mind for new information in this really structured, really powerful way.
And look, this isn't just for teachers in a classroom. This is for anyone who needs to get an idea across effectively. You could be in a business pitch, a team meeting, giving a public talk. It doesn't matter. So the real question is, now that you have the framework, how are you going to use it to make your next 5 minutes absolutely unforgettable?
Let's learn, practice, and implement. Become an effective teacher with Teacherty.